Good morning, everybody. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, I send you love. So we are, tomorrow? Today is the 8th. Just a day away from the beginning of the hookup, lineup, connection of the stellium. Now, as I have mentioned in my previous videos in regards to this stellium, this is going to affect everybody at a certain level. Those who have a stellium within their chart, of course, are going to be experiencing this on a grander scale. Do I know if I have one in my chart? I don't. And if you can tell with my voice, I am healing myself. I am really trying to still get to a point of really expressing that and this is really hard. It's really hard to express yourself properly, especially to those who are not on the same path as we are. So I have been incorporating that I am healing. Whereas before I may have tried to use my words wisely and kind of, I guess I still, to certain people, would say that I am purifying myself. I am at this purification process, which is still the same thing as I am healing. But I really try not to say that I am not feeling well. And it gets really tricky here. So if you are going through or experiencing side effects, symptoms of your upgrade, I hope that you are already in that process of choosing your words wisely. Excuse me. As to how you are currently feeling. Again, it's our mind, our brain. Whatever we are continuously feeding it, especially when we have an emotion that connects with it, it automatically has a response to that emotion. So if we have been trained to believe that we are people who are just continuously sick, and you have a correlation between illness and then, of course, death, illness and limitations, whatever it is, then of course it has the ability to really bring down your ability to self-heal. It will, of course, therefore suppress your immune system even further. So what's going on with myself? Day before yesterday, I had a tinge in my throat. I already expressed to you that due to where we are headed, that we are being upgraded in the voice, the breath of God. Of course, that has to do with the throat, which is, of course, in relationship to the Alta Major. It has that connection. Makes that connection within our vocal cords. And I already received a seal I expressed in one of my videos, I think a couple of days ago, which was my throat being sealed shut. Not shut as in closed off, where you have the inability to speak. Sealed as in protected. So, as a result of that upgrade, because again, keep in mind, regardless of where we are in our journey, I have already opened and activated my throat chakra a long time ago. It's been healed, purified, came online, did its job, and has served me. But there's going to get a point where we can always upgrade more depending on what we choose out of our own life, how high we want to go. And then that chakra, which of course is a part of the 7 main chakras, is upgraded to the higher chakras. It may still be the same color, or the same color may be shown to you, giving you the understanding of what's taking place. So although the throat chakra is, of course, it's turquoise, teal, depending on who you are, where you're reading at, in relationship to it, the higher upgrade chakra can be a really different color. But for you to understand that it's really working with your throat chakra, you may still have a color of teal or turquoise being given to you so that you can make that connection. But you yourself should know exactly where you are on your journey. You know how long you have done this, your own progress, your growth, things that you already received. So that should also dictate to you at where or what types of upgrades you are being given. Of course, as we continuously move forward, where we currently are can only be an upgrade unless you are in resistance mode, unless you are not learning your lessons, and are having a hard time of letting go of certain things in your life. So again, my throat began to just have a little tinge in it, nothing real severe, until, I went to go to sleep, and then swallowing became a real issue. Lack of rest took place that the first night, Sunday. Tons of energy. I was receiving tons of energy, so I thought that I could actually kind of rest Sunday or sleep and, regenerate myself that way. But my body was so full of energy, because I also mentioned that I ended up seeing 8 to 10 vortexes, because things were coming online. Remember, we're coming online here, so yourself might be feeling tons of energy, but you still may feel a little run down or tired and sluggish at the same time. So I had that inability to really rest. So I kind of just, vegged out on my chair as best as I possibly could and just allowed things to be. I was extremely hungry yesterday, oddly, very hungry, and so I was just kind of eating. I was nourishing myself with everything that I was craving and wanted that I could get my hands on. Lots of mucus is coming out through my sinuses. Ear pressure has been coming and going, popping, and things like that. So I'm not sure that I have actually mentioned this, and I probably have, and if I start coughing, please excuse me. I am trying to push pause when needed. to get this video out to you. So during those times when we are having extreme hot flashes, or just hot flashes in general, those are the times that we are upgrading something. Something is being upgraded within us. When we are extremely cold, we are integrating energies, and it might not necessarily be what we are just recently upgrading, but definitely integrating. Because light, although it's very bright and can be warm when it is coming from the atmosphere, it is very cold, and therefore makes you cold. Spirit is cold. And so I'm kind of just making this a video because I have completely forgotten what I was talking about. So again, I apologize for that. But excuse me. As we are beginning to, many of us are beginning to come online. We may have this, of course. We may experience that side effect that may be a little uncomfortable. Do your best with what you have. If you are feeling your upgrades, if you are feeling that side effect of purification, of healing, still do what you feel is right for yourself. Because I have gone from a person who used to pop pills left and right for all kinds of ailments, especially after, stemming from my auto accident. I became somebody who just could not handle pain and discomfort as a result of that. And so I attempted to really cover up instead of kind of deal with things. And so then I got to a mindset of, okay, I am strong. I am upgrading these areas, and I'm not going to, because I know that my faith is going to get me there. Now, in that process, I was increasing in my faith. So I kind of made myself suffer. When we suffer for our faith, for what we believe in, it's the same story of Christ sacrificing himself for us. You are sacrificing something. You are putting yourself through a huge or a terrible ordeal in order to come out of it greater. So that's what I did for a long time. And for the most part, I do not take anything, for the most part. But I get to a point sometimes where, because we still have a life to live, that I will take something to combat symptoms if I get to that point. And then if I get to that point, I'm going to be okay with taking something, because I have trained my mind. I went through that phase, that period of training, retraining, reprogramming my mind to believe that no matter what I do, I am doing it for the greatest result afterwards. So also in this video, I kind of wanted to express that we will go through this period of silence. And I am bringing this up because I go through a period of not receiving anything sometimes. And I think I mention that quite often. when I am making a video, sometimes I'll just say, you know what, I haven't received anything, but I have this idea. So I usually go through a phase where I am not receiving anything. And I have learned that when I am going through those periods of silence, as long as I can get through the silence, I am being upgraded. And usually these periods can range from 3 days to sometimes a week. And it doesn't matter if you are somebody who is intuitive in receiving, or if you are on your journey in growth. You may get periods of your life where things seem to just click, make sense, comes together, you're at peace, and then all of a sudden, there's nothing. Nothing's happening, nothing good seems to be coming along, or just no change for a good period. Get to know that type of occurrence in your life. Really focus on, okay, I'm sensing these things that are happening, this pattern. And then realize, because you are now aware of that pattern, that when it takes place the next time in the same way, that it is a sign that something is coming. Anyway, it is a sign that something is coming. Now, that's exactly the way that, if you want to, laws of attraction happens. You may be attempting to attract something, and things might seem to be going really well. But then things are going to kind of fall apart. And it is within the falling apart phase is that what you're trying to manifest is coming to you. Of course, the Bible does talk about those silent times too. This is, if you want to call it, I like to call it the period of suffering. Kind of suffering. You have to have this period of how much do you want it? Kind of. And you have to be able to push through that brief period or brief chaos. Now, early on in my process, when my life was beginning to transform in, a lot of great things would take place in my life. And then it's like, boom, the car would break down, appliances in the house, major appliances in the house would begin to break down, or huge arguments all around me would take place. I mean, serious and significant things. Because, the universe, everything is trying to really get your focus on a change is about to take place. And it wants you to still be grateful for everything that you have, whether it's good or bad in your life, because both are telling you what's about to arrive. So be on the lookout for that, and I'd love to know your experience in regards to manifesting whatever it is, or your growth process. Have you experienced those times of just nothingness, followed by perhaps aha moments afterwards, or major upgrades, major insight and revelations, whatever it is? I would love to know. So we are just around the corner of this great planetary lineup in the sign of Aquarius. You're probably feeling it. Some of you might be feeling this. I know I am. I am coming online, and I hope to really get together a great video in regards to what I finally have received through my 3 days of nothingness and kind of a suffering, if you will, as to what is really taking place. But as a result of this fogginess in my mind and this discharge, I am going to wait until I have a little more internal clearing prior to making that video, because it's really significant. Although I'm going to get this together before, I hope before the 11th anyway, so just be on the lookout for that. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.